What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Lambo Plays podcast. I'm your host, Narco Cop, along with my co-host, Timothy Troiano, and this is for UFC Noche, episode number 70. I can't believe it. I'm already at episode 70, Tim. It's fucking crazy. My sidekick is here after taking 2 weeks off and winning 2 weeks in a row, albeit. He needed that refreshing, he needed a little bit of mojo, a couple of wins in a row. Now he's like, oh, okay, I'm back. Hopefully he gets a win this week because he might disappear for 3 more weeks. Are you ready for this card, Tim? UFC Noche?
Super pumped. Yeah, very, very pumped for it. There's some good fights, entertaining fights I'm into. Yeah, I think there's some good violent spots too to get good bets on. So I like it in general. Yeah.
Nice. Are we going to hit 200 people live today?
I hope so. You better hit 2K on the subscribers. Otherwise,
I think if I don't hit 2K by the time like this is, we just might shut it down in the middle.
Definitely.
All right. 48 of you so far in here. Thank you very much for joining us. Let me go over to chat. Shout them out as per usual. MMA Goulash. Let's cash some big Lambos this week. Yes, sir. Let's do it. Dumpy in the house, gang. Let's get that bag. Dixon in the house. I saw Tim got that Twitter pool that had DK quacking in their boots, and he got that Ribeiro paid out. He did. There was some people that were messaging me that didn't, Tim, and I had to fight on their behalf there. Tim was ready to bank the customer service reps with 10 racket. Mushroom in the house. What is up, Bailey? What is up, my man? Thank you for joining us. Brown Belt Dave, aka 916 Dave. I know who that is. So Brown Belt Dave is probably a brown belt, I'm assuming, in something. What's up, my friend? There seems to be a lot of potential finishes on this card. Anyone else feeling the same? We'll see. We'll talk about that as well. This is a Lambo card, no doubt. Yeah, it might be. Grateful dude in the house. Patrick, addicted to combat. Que pasa, amigos? What is up, my man? Thank you for joining us, per usual. Daniel Covert, what is up, my man, as well? Who else do we have here? MMA Propaholic, what's up? Thank you for joining us. Saint Stephen, I'm vacationing in a place where I can't. Is Saint Stephen, what is up, my man? Sparring with reality, there he is. Luke, thank you for joining us, my man. Going to the card. Oh, you're going to the card, man. Enjoy it, my man. Enjoy it, Luke. Not going to be sober. War Shevchenko, I love that. Double flush, let's get that money, yes, sir. Deverson, it's time. Yes, sir. Daz Files, always in the house. Evelyn Stone, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. Fresh Gambles, Joshua Frick, Zen Monkey in the house. Kristen, what is up? Thank you for joining us as well. Sean Gone is in the house. Big Steve, what is up, my friend? He's giving us a big old shalong, I think, or something. Adam Whitehead, let's get it. BMC, let's fucking go. Christian White, Usman, thank you for joining us as well. Prince of Mischief, Mark, George, Narrative Nation in the house, Aussie Fight Fan as well. And let's start it off, Tim. 67.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, 67 of you. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, go do it now before the show. There you go.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Tim. Let's start it off here. First fight of the night. We have 11 fights. It is in the women's strawweight division. It is the 6-0 Josephine Knutson versus the 6-1 Marnik Mann. And you will start it off here, Tim. You need to like get yourself a little pumped up. You haven't given any Lambos for like fucking 3 weeks.
I'm definitely ready. I'm definitely ready for it.
What do you have? What do you have for 70 of these people that are in here?
I got some big ones. So I don't want to come back weak here. I do have a sizable bet on the inside the distance prop. It was the under 2.5, but I flipped it out and I bet on the inside the distance because I wanted the extra 2.5 minutes for Knutson. I feel like there's a couple fighters here in this card where they're just like they haven't finished historically their last few fights, and then everybody like the lines are kind of like, oh, they don't finish, but they're both actually very violent fighters. We'll get to one later. This is one. I think Knutson is just going to absolutely maul Marnik Mann here. I feel like she's just way bigger, stronger, more physicality, just a better all-around fighter. I think in the clinch she's going to murder her. And I feel like there's takedowns for both sides. Obviously, like, you know, Marnik's path is probably takedowns, but I also just don't think that she's good at all on the ground. And I feel like if she gets reversed or taken down herself and Knutson gets on top, she's done. I mean, like, I just feel like she can pound her out. She can, or what I like I said, ITD is the pick. So it's like a Corolla play, but I like the round 2, round 3, plus 600, plus 700. They're kind of shitty lines. The sub for me is a bet I've already made. It's plus 900 on FanDuel. And sub 2 is 29-1 and sub 3 is 34-1. I feel like if she does get on the top of this girl and starts to pound her out like she can, I just feel like there's just easy back take, easy flip, and just take her neck. It's way like 900 plus 900 on a sub prop in women's MMA is just stupid in general with a fighter that's bigger, stronger, and grapples. So I feel like this is kind of a stupid line there. So yeah, I think she finishes her late. So to cover all those bases, I feel like 2-3 are good. But I think that the sub would be the way that I'd go as opposed to playing the, KO versus ITD. Why don't you just go ITD and match it up with sub?
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm just going to go here with the later rounds here, 2-3. I mean, it could happen early. The thing with Marnik, man, is first of all, she's probably an atom weight. I don't think she's a straw weight. She's very tiny. Doesn't seem to be very physical. Like watching the last fight against Amber Brown, like Amber Brown was getting the best of her early, like even getting on top of her. Her game is basically, like you said, get it to the ground here. But like in a lot of these fights, man, even against that soccer mom, Kelsey Arneson or whatever, like she's having a lot of trouble with physicality. And the one thing that Knutson has is for her, for her size and strawweight is she's very fucking physical and mean. And I just feel like, this is a fight where it could obviously end anywhere for Man. And I just think Knutson finishes her. Just not sure. I think both knockout and obviously submission are live. I'm going to go with KO 2-3. It's plus 390 on FanDuel. She does. I do see her taking the back on some of these girls when there's grappling, but she also loves fucking ground and pound, man. She absolutely loves the ground and pound. And I just think she's going to be so much more physical. And the one thing I did notice is Marnik, man, in the Brazil fight, she got hurt to the body. I don't know if you remember. And fucking Knutson, throws a ton of kicks to the body, knees.
And she's going to clinch her. She's going to murder in the clinch.
I think he's going to cook her to the body, to be honest, with some knees. So I'm going to go KO 2-3. I think this is a big mismatch. I think the UFC is giving her a slam dunk after not signing her to the UFC after a Contender Series fight. And apparently, from a Dixon saying she's dating Chimaev. I don't know how true that is, but we're going to take Dixon's word for that. Big Steve agrees with you. She takes the back a lot. He says, I think she finishes her. KO 2-3 is what I'm going to give. It's plus 390 again on FanDuel. I just think this is a slam dunk. Marnik, man, has done nothing to deserve.
What is the line for that?
Plus 390.
Okay.
Marnik, man,
you're better off going 2. You're better off just going 2-3.
That's why I said 2. Oh, you mean split the round?
Then do the KO. Because it's plus 600 plus 700, and then you have viability on the sub.
Yeah, I'm just giving this for now, but yeah, if you're gonna pay 2-3, you can get better than 600 and 700, can't you?
I just saw it on FanDuel. I was just going based on that.
Yeah, there's gotta be something better. That would this shitty ass.
It's horrible. They're the worst. There's
750 on FanDuel. I'm looking at it here on 3. That's terrible, dude.
Yeah, they're awful. Like that's for sure. They're bad.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give 2-3 KO, man. Plus 390. Let's move on. I just feel like UFC brought this man in just to make Josephine Knutson look good. Honestly, at this point, I don't even know why she's in the UFC. Moving on, fight number 2. It is in the lightweight division. It is the 7-2 Charlie Campbell versus the 13-3 Alex Reyes, and Reyes coming off fucking. I've never seen. This might be one of the longest layoffs to come back to the UFC. 6 fucking years. That's a long fucking time to come back. And he's only fought in the UFC one time. Fought one time, got KO'd by Perry, and then took 6 years off because obviously he almost died apparently from something that he had. And now he's coming back, and they're giving him, a guy like Charlie Campbell who, he looked good on Dana White's Contender Series. He fucked up all my bets because he had Duncan killed, and then he got killed. He's very, very aggressive. He has power in his hands. He's long. He's got good leg kicks. I like his striking. I mean, he's a good striker, and his opponent, he sometimes sits there and tries to bang, but doesn't really have a good chin. Doesn't really have very good striking. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, so that's how he gets most of his wins. He needs to get the fight to the ground. I don't know, man. 6 years off. This guy, 36 years old at this point. He is not in his prime of his career. He's way past his prime, coming off a major, major, major injury that later, he's been off for 6 years. By the way, the crazy thing is 6 years to the day, Tim, on the fight day tomorrow is when he fought last. 6 years exactly to the same day. And he got knocked out by Mike Perry. Is this some kind of omen here that he's going to get knocked out by Campbell? I think so. I think it is going to be round 1, but that's just not – I can't give you that line. I'll just give you round 2, but I think it's round 1, man. I don't really know what else to give you here. It's plus 650. I don't really like the play. I think Campbell probably KOs him in 1. And listening to this guy's interview, he's like, I'm just a kill or be killed type of fighter. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to try to kill him. And he's probably, and not probably, he says, I'm going to try to kill him. And, one of us is going to die. I'm either going to kill him or he's going to kill me. So it's like, what the fuck, dude? Your striking's not very good. You don't have a good chin. I don't know. I think KO 2, 650, whatever, but it's probably KO 1.
I think there's another fight we'll talk about later with Rosas that's you said it in the Discord. It's it's a square play, but it's a sharp play. It's just it's not a great line, but this is what happens. I would say 75% of the time, probably more. That is a KO 1. Probably right in your mind, this is a 80% outcome that they're hanging plus 105 or whatever. So it's it's a pretty good bet. I mean, from a number standpoint. So I think going at that is good. And then you have the hedge on round 2 because they're hanging and they do the same thing with Rosas. They give you plus 800 on round 2. So it's an easy hedge to just do a very small amount and then hammer the round 1. So I think pretty much both those guys kill in round 1.
Yeah. I mean, do I agree with, laying on Campbell minus 500? I wouldn't, just because he's a volatile fighter. He's a madman when he's in there throwing, just chucking bombs that you with in a lot of his fights too. It's disregard for anything coming back. But I don't think there's much to worry about here, man. And then ring rust and 36. And I mean, you name it. Everything is against Alex Reyes here and probably gets knocked out. Moving on. Fight number 3. It isn't a flyweight division. It is the 10-1 Tracy Cortez versus the 9-2 Jasmine Jazz the Vicious. What do you have here, Tim?
This fight is, I should start off by saying I'm not good at betting Jasmine fights. So I'm not good at her. I've underrated her a bunch. And Cortez, I'm okay betting her fights. This fight is interesting though to me because you get 2 fighters that are kind of similar from a grappling standpoint. They're not great strikers. They're both hittable. But one is definitely more aggressive volume wise and walks forward and is, I think, more durable. Cortez is durable too, but Jasmine has taken some absolute shots from people and just kept coming forward. So I think the obvious, it's terrible line, but I think the obvious play is end split plus 330. It's super low line. It's a super low number, but fight goes at an extremely high rate in this fight. The only other way that I could see maybe a finish happening, and it's super low percentage, but Jasmine, when she is taken down, there's not a lot of people that can take her down, but when she does, she tries to get up really fast and she does give up her back getting up, and Cortez does take backs. So I wouldn't be thoroughly shocked by a back take and maybe sub for Cortez, but I think it's a less than 10% outcome and they're hanging plus 950. So it's do what you want to do with that shit. I think it's way more likely that the fight's super close and there's grappling on both sides. I think Tracy's a better wrestler and I think Jasmine's just a little bit better on the feet, but super close.
Uncle Wheezy in the house. What is up? Yeah, I kind of agree with you. It might be a close fight here. Split decision is plus 330. It sucks. So it's probably one of the worst split decision lines I've seen, maybe 300, but 330 is pretty low there. I mean, this fight goes to distance, a very high probability. But I favor the Cortez side, honestly. Like just looking at Cortez and who she's faced. I mean, she's faced some really big girls in, Stephanie Egger at 35 is a big chick, say what you want about her, but she's a bigger girl. And Cortez pretty much manhandled her in the grappling there. I think she got a bunch of takedowns there against her. Let me look here. Yeah, she got 3 takedowns against her. Tracy Cortez is a very, very good wrestler. That's the one thing that, everybody in chat needs to realize that, going up against Blanchfield a long time ago, like it was back and forth, man. Like she took Blanchfield down. Blanchfield took her down later in the fight. And, a girl like Melissa Gatto, big, strong. I mean, she's strong. Melissa Gatto's a strong girl. And you could see the grappling, like Tracy Cortez was reversing, getting on top at times. Like she's just a really good grappler altogether, and Jasmine Jasdavicius is a big girl. I agree, but it's not something Cortez has not seen before. Like I said, like Stephanie Egger is a bigger girl, right? She might not be as strong, maybe, but because Jasdavicius does seem to be a little strong. But then again, you look at Kay Hansen getting takedown on her, right? Like if Kay Hansen can get her down, I could definitely see Tracy Cortez getting her down. The other thing on the feet, maybe the length gives Cortez trouble. I do think Cortez is the cleaner striker. Like she's more in and out, more bouncing on her toes, a little bit faster in my opinion. But she's smaller, right? So she might come up short on some of these shots here. All around, I do think Cortez can get this fight to the ground here. Maverick didn't do a good job of getting it down, but also Maverick, fought extremely weird. Didn't really
she had full blown AIDS that fight for sure.
Yeah, she didn't even go for takedowns. It was so weird. Like her takedowns were half-hearted, where she was laying on bottom after that. It's like, I don't know. It was an extremely awkward fight. I think Tracy Cortez is on a different level when you talk about wrestling. So I'm just gonna give out the split. There's really nothing else. But if I'm to take a side, I like Tracy Cortez here. I like Cortez probably by decision. Her decision line is plus one, I don't even know, 150?
20 to 150.
155 on Bet Rivers. I like her to win by decision here. Jasmine Jasdavicius, extremely durable, extremely tough. And honestly, Cortez is not a big finisher at all. I mean, she's got 2 finishes in her career. Don't think she gets one here. So, give me Tracy Cortez here by decision, but that line is only plus 155. Moving on. Fight number 4. It is in the flyweight division. It is the 10-5 Edgar Chairez versus the 11-5 Daniel Lacerda. And I've seen a lot of love for Lacerda this week, man. A lot of guys that I really respect. All of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are on Lacerda and saying, this might be the fight. This might be the fight for Lacerda. But to be honest, I think this is a very, very bad matchup for him in the sense that, when you look at Lacerda, he's very explosive early. All of his wins are early, right? All of them are first-round wins. He hurts a lot of these guys in round 1. I mean, he hurt Molina. He hurt Altamirano. He hurt Vergara. All these guys he hurt in round 1, end up losing. The theme with all these guys like Vergara, Altamirano, Molina, they're tough, they're durable, they're not easy to get out of there. Same thing can be said for Chairez, man. He's tough, he's durable, he's extreme, he's Mexican tough. He's never been knocked out I think. Maybe once by cut, maybe I'm not. Let me look. No, he's actually never ever been knocked out. He's been subbed twice later in the fight. I think one of them was round 2 and one of them was round 5. when I watch this guy, I mean, he's still 27. He's still young. I think his boxing is good. I think his leg kicks are nasty. Take away even the Tyra fight. I don't care about that fight. But looking at that fight, right? He drops Tyra in round 1. He jumps in his guard, then jumps guillotine for whatever reason, proceeds to lose round 1. Then round 2, what does he do again? Jumps guillotine again in round 2. Ends up on bottom the whole round, loses that round. Round 3, wins that round, almost finishes Tyra at the end, right? My point is Lacerda needs to get this guy out of there early. He has good cardio. He has very good boxing, like I said. And Lacerda's a be killed type of fighter early. I don't think he can kill this guy, bro. This guy is, I've seen him hit with like bricks, dude, and he's extremely tough. I personally love Chires in this spot. I took his money line, I took his KO prop, and I'm always going to play round 2 against Lacerda. I haven't played round 3 just in case, but I'm always going to play these props against Lacerda because he's just that guy, right? So what I'm going to give out is KO plus 235, and then round 2 is plus 550. That's all I'm going to give. I think he's going to destroy him here. Dixon says fight goes to decision, man. I don't think so, bro. I do not think so, honestly. I know that's a hot take. I know a lot of people are just saying that, but what's the reasoning? But there's nothing on tape to suggest this fight absolutely goes to fucking decision. Nothing. So yeah, KO plus 235, round 2 plus 550. What do you got, Tim?
Great breakdown. Yeah, I mean, Lacerda is just like a dude that snatches defeat from the jaws of victory, and he's got 3.5 minutes to go. He's a skilled fighter. He can do everything. Like, he can strike. He's got jiu-jitsu, everything, but like he just has zero defense and he wilts under pressure and he's not durable. So you just have the no cardio, wilting effect. And I mean, like, Alter Morado finish versus him was like that to me is just one of those signs of a guy that's just like, this guy he just did not want to fight anymore. He just says, all right, I'm done. Good game. Let's play. Let's hopefully they let me fight another time. And so I'm not going to add much. I'm with you. I think I'm just like praying that this fight gets to round 2, because I think like I think it's been once or twice that I've had round 2 props, and it's just like an end of round 1 that he gets finished because he just gives up. So I'm with you. I think round 2, round 3 is plus 500, plus 1600, and the KO 2 is plus 950. I kind of like that as well. I just think there is a chance that he subs him because what's his face? Lacerda is just kind of a dumbass that can get subbed to from any position. You remember that Figueiredo sub? He was like, talk about snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Like, that's what he does. So like, it's never a good bet. I also think it's a good spot to live bet if Lacerda is going to get off in his game. It's like, hopefully he drops Chires and then we can get a live line on him too.
I mean, just to like the overall, like, it's UFC Noche. This guy was supposed to be on Contender Series against Felipe Dos Santos, right? They pulled Dos Santos to fight in the UFC last week, and he made a very good account of himself. And now they put this guy on UFC Noche to fight Daniel Lacerda. Like it's not like they're trying to build Lacerda here, right? This guy's got 4 straight losses in the UFC, all stoppages. I think they're trying to build Chires, honestly, a little. He's exciting. He's an exciting fighter. I'm pretty sure they're doing him a favor based on taking that fight against Tyron short notice. No, you don't think they're doing him a favor here? Taking this fight on short notice.
For sure. Like it's also like you said, it's just like you get these guys where they're putting them in their hometown doing it too. It's like, all right, you get, not only do you get the matchup, you get your fans.
Yeah, I like Chires here in a big way, man. And the line keeps coming down. I think I'm gonna add honestly. I have I have 2 some units. This line's coming down at minus 211. I'm just going to wait, and maybe it goes down more, and I'm going to add some more to Chirinos. I love him in this spot, honestly. I think people are underrating how actually how good he is. I think watching his tape, even against Clayton Carpenter, he fucked Carpenter up, man. But then Carpenter got takedowns. Like, Carpenter's grappling is good, and he got takedowns later in the fight. That's how he won. But, this guy's still 27, so super young as well. Moving on, fight number 5. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 11-2 Roman Kopylov versus the 11-4 Josh Fremd. What do you have here, Tim?
I got Kopylov round 2, round 3. Kopylov 2 is plus 400, 3 is plus 1,000. Don't do KO 2-3 because it's like 50 cents off on each line. There's a narrative on Kopylov that like he's totally front loaded and is gassy, and I don't get it. Like, the dude's got 9 of his 10 finishes are in round 2 or 3. 2 of his finishes are in round 4. Like, the dude carries his power late. He might look tired, but he's knocking fuckers out at a 90% clip on round 2 or round 3. So I'm not buying this whole narrative of like he doesn't finish people late. Fremd, on the other hand, does tire in fights, and round 2 and round 3 he does slow down, and he does do significantly less. So if I think there's a more front-loaded fighter in this fight, I think it's Fremd, actually. I think the line, I will say this, I think the money line is fucking stupid. Like, I think it's like totally stupid that it should probably be like minus 250-ish, minus 260-ish maybe. But yeah, I just think that's gone out of whack, and I don't know if that's more, the parlay boys kind of just keep putting it in and do things like that, or if it's just actually like sharp money betting Kopylov. I lean more the parlay boys. So yeah, I think in this fight, I think Kopylov's eventually going to connect. I think he's eventually going to rock Fremd and finish him probably early second round or early third round. So yeah, I think 2-3 Kopylov is good.
Yeah, I mean, interesting fight here. I think Fremd taking this on short notice, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, he's taking a short notice, filling in for Fluffy. I think he had like 2 weeks, probably 2 or 3 weeks. I'm not sure. I mean, I agree with you. I do think Roman Kopylov is his striking is looking really, really good of late. He's got a lot of late finishes. Even looking at his early career, he's got 4 finishes in round 3 and 4, 2 finishes in round 2. He's got only 1 finish in round 1, believe it or not, in his entire career. All of his finishes have been 2-3. I will disagree with you in the sense that I do think he slows down. I do think he gets tired. One thing that you need to kind of account for here, in my opinion, when I watch Kopylov, all of his fights in the UFC outside of Duraev have been pretty much against strikers, guys that want to strike. No one's really pushed a grappling pace against them. Duraev did a little. He shot a number of takedowns, I believe. He landed 1 takedown, that I know. But he shot 9 total. So he went 1 for 9. He didn't do well. But what he did do is he made Kopylov work. The problem is he's a gas bag himself, very bad. Like, Duraev gasses. But when you watch that fight, Tim, it is an honest thing. It is sort of a red flag to watch the one fight that there was some grappling in, and to see this guy, he literally had his hands on his hips. On his knees in round 3. He put his hands slouched down in the middle of the round in round 3. That's how tired he was. He was very, very tired. And if Fremd is smart, whether you do well in the grappling or not, you should clinch a lot. You should grapple a lot. And to top it off, this is going to be the biggest guy that Kopylov has faced. Fremd's a big guy for 85. So if Fremd gets the clinch game going, maybe gets some takedowns, Kopylov doesn't look very good on the ground, man. I'll tell you that. Like, he got mounted by Duraev, ate like a hellacious amount of ground and pound. I think decision is pretty sneaky here on Fremd, honestly. Plus 650. This fight hits the scorecards. It has to lead me to believe that he got takedowns. Because if it's standing for 15 minutes, I don't see how Fremd like survives 15 minutes of standing, right? But if it goes to decision, to me, that means he's getting takedowns. Fremd is. And that means he's winning minutes. That means he's the better grappler, in my opinion. So I'm going to go with Fremd by decision at plus 650. We'll see. I mean, Daniel says, bad take. Listen, sometimes you put yourself out there and you give bad takes, but sometimes when people think they're bad, they end up being really, really good. So, we'll see. I mean, like I said, Kopylov has not really been tested in the grappling in the UFC, man. He hasn't. The one fight he has, guess what happened? He got an L. He lost that fight against Duraev. So against another guy that gasses extremely, extremely hard. But listen, I'm not advocating that Fremd is such a good fighter. He's not a great fighter. You guys have to understand there's a context of a fight where one person did not really look good against a grappler. All he's facing is strikers. If he faces strikers, he looks very good because he's a fucking very good striker. I'm not taking anything away from him. But what happens when he faces a guy that pushes the grappling and he gets tired and then his striking gets messy? Because when you get tired, your striking is not going to be as sharp as when you're fresh, right? So I don't know, man. People want to, shit on Fremd, but Ribeiro had this guy on skates at the end of round one. I mean, that was close. It was getting a little scary for Mr. Kopylov here. But I don't agree with the price. Yeah, I mean, it's a little too wide. Moving on, fight number 6. It is in the strawweight division. It is the 10-3 Lupita Godinez versus the 7-3 Elise Reed. I'm not taking this one, Tim. It's my turn, but you have a lot to say about this one. So there's 150 viewers in here, Tim. They want to listen to this great breakdown of Elise Reed versus Lupita Godinez. Go ahead.
All right. It is a absolute passion of mine to lose money betting on Lupita Godinez by violence props of any sort. And she comes really close to finishing some people and then doesn't. And then sometimes she doesn't even grapple when she should. And she's loopy. And I am safe. Thank you. This is a fight. I said like the first one with Knutson. I just feel like this is just a absolute smash spot setup fight for Loopy. And I promise you, if she doesn't grapple in this fight, I will never bet her again. I'm saying it now. I will never, ever, ever bet her again if she does not grapple here. This is just the biggest fish on the mat that she's ever fought. And like, I just don't get, I will not understand it I will never bet her again. I have simped for this chick. I think she's hot. I think all these different things, but like she should kill her. Like she should take her down. And when she gets her down in round 1 or round 2, it's just kind of up to her. I lean by sub. She's been training with Diego Lopes. She's been brought in to train with Grasso. They're bringing her in not to train striking. Like they're bringing her in just to fucking grapple and to wrestle. And Lopes is probably going to I think Lopes is going to be helping her in solidifying her submission grappling, because I think that her jits is a little bit sloppy at times, and I feel like he's going to help clean that up. And I also feel like it just Elise is just going to make mistakes, and she does not do well getting hit on the ground and pound. I mean, we cashed huge on Loma Luke Looney, like sub, all this, I think, huge fucking props against Elise Reed. I love betting against Elise Reed. So this is a classic smash spot. Take her down, finish her in the first or second round. I have Loopy pretty big ITD, and I think I have her sub as well. Sub 1 is plus 800. Sub 2 is plus 1300. Plain old round 1 is plus 430. Round 2 is plus 720. I think she kills her in the first 2 rounds. Takes her down and just fucks her up, probably by sub. So,
all right, great breakdown. Tim is all over Godinez. He said, "Guys, hold this to him. This is the last."
Please do. Please do. If she does not grapple, I will not ever bet her again. Know this.
Yeah, I mean, what's there to say here? I mean, Elise Reed has terrible takedown defense, guys. Like it's just fucking bad. And I honestly went and dug like pretty damn deep on her other tape, like from earlier, and she just looks just as bad with her takedown defense. Like, I mean, Melissa Martinez, to me, she's an absolute weak noodle. She's probably a atom weight. She's really, really weak, this girl, Melissa Martinez. And she was landing takedowns on Elise Reed. And she was holding Elise Reed up against the fence for minutes on end. Like, if Godinez has any type of brain, she's going to go in and grapple. She's going to go in and grapple, and it's going to be really easy, to be honest. I do not see Elise Reed stuffing takedowns here. She's going to get taken down. She's going to absolutely get ragdolled. And she's going to get finished, in my opinion. Watching Loma have the success she had, and then Loopy destroy Loma pretty much in the grappling. I mean, I don't want to do MMA math, but, people tend to think like, why didn't she grapple against Ducati? Why didn't she grapple against
Angela Hill?
Calvillo.
Angela Hill.
Calvillo's a good wrestler. Calvillo's a good grappler. She's probably not going to have a lot of success, and she knew it. And she's like, screw it, I'm just going to strike with her. Ducati, yeah, I agree. I think she probably should have grappled, but she still outstruck her, right? She still outstruck Ducati. Angela Hill, we know, has good takedown defense.
She also threw a nasty ass guillotine attempt on her in the first attempt that she did, and it was like deep, super, super deep. And if you do that, and she also was striking, she was throwing like uppercut feints, and she was doing so many like knees, and like Angela was totally ready for the defense, not just takedown defense, but like throwing strikes that make people that wrestle not want to wrestle. And then she threw a guillotine that was close. Like that fight is, when I watched that fight again, I'm like, dude, she was the absolute ceiling for Hill fighting at that fight. And it was a bad fight, the worst fight for Loopy, but obviously it was credit to Hill. It was her best fight ever.
Bro, she made Sam Hughes look like Khabib.
100%.
She was literally getting takedowns at will, no problem. On top, half guard, full mount until she finished her, right? The thing is it going to be sub or KO? Like, which one? Because I do think she's going to finish her here. She's going to make a point. Because people were very high on Loopy after who's that girl that she destroyed? The Brazilian, Carnelossi. She destroyed. Everybody was on Carnelossi that fight. I remember. They're like, oh, she's too physical.
I was huge on Loopy that fight.
Yeah, she's too physical. She's too strong. And she absolutely destroyed her in that fight. I'm going to go with KO. It could be sub, like you said. Like, I'm not saying, I'm just going KO. I have a bet at plus 500. It's plus 450. I think she's going to destroy her on the floor, man. She's going to grapple. I have no doubts. And let me just make a point here. Even if she doesn't grapple, I think you could still win the striking. Like, I don't see, like, it's not Elise Reed is like some superstar in the free. No. Hell fucking no. She's got outstruck by a lot of people. I mean, Corey McKenna was doing well in the striking against her. The other thing is, big red flag, I forgot. Jinyu Fry was grappling and taking her down last fight. So, Godinez KO 450. Not the best price, not the worst price. I think ground and pound is going to be there. I think she's going to finish her. Moving on. Fight number 7. It is in the featherweight division. It is the 15-4 Fernando Padilla versus the 14-5-1 Kyle Knutson. I think this fight goes, Tim. I have the over 1.5. There seems to be like some narrative that Knutson is like easy to get killed, but man, when I watch his tape, man, like this guy's only been knocked out twice, Tim. He's only been finished twice. Once by Billy Quarantillo where he hit him and it was really weird because he like did the chicken dance and fell on his face in round 3. But the other one was a ground and pound from Diego Ferreira where he just absolutely destroyed him on the ground. Outside of that, he's never been knocked out before, 2 knockouts in 20 fights. I wouldn't say this guy is not durable. I think he's fighting a lot smarter. He's at 45 and he looks comfortable at 45. We've seen against Doo Ho Choi. He's doing pretty damn well. We've seen against Blake Builder. He beat Blake Builder there. Fernando Padilla is okay. I don't want to say he's very good. He's a big 45er. But, I mean, he's very easy to take down. Like, his takedown defense is not good, man. It's just not good. He loves to play off his back jiu-jitsu. He's the 10th planet guy, so he loves the rubber guard. He's pretty dangerous, honestly, off his back because he's got long limbs. So he gets a lot of these arm bars and fucking triangles off bottom and stuff like that. The issue is he's very easy to get taken down. And when I watch Knutson, when he commits to wrestling, grappling, he gets people down, right? He needs to stay safe, obviously, when he's on top, but he can win minutes here. The thing is, I think this fight goes to decision, okay? Padilla's gone to decision how many times here? 6 times. He is 2-4 in decisions. You know why? Because he fucking gets taken down and he plays off his back. Exactly what I'm saying. Why? And that's why he's 2-4. Now, in those decisions, 2 of them are split, Tim. Okay? And on the opposite side, Kyle Nelson, we saw against Dooho Choi, it was a majority decision, which counts as a split. Then he went earlier in his career against Jonathan Bronkins, so he had a split. And then earlier, he had another split. So three of his 7 decisions have been by split, Tim. You know what I'm trying to say here?
I do.
Split decisions plus 800, my man. That's a very, very, very big price for a fight that I think probably the market is overrating the stoppage here on this fight. Fernando Padilla is extremely hard to finish. I'll say that first. I don't think Nelson's finishing this guy. Let's just put that out there. If anybody's going to finish here, it's Fernando Padilla. So scorecards, no action, whatever that is, I think it's a very good bet if you can find a good price on Fernando Padilla. But yeah, split decision plus 800, and you can pick a side then and add that. What do you have?
I mean, you're going, if you think Nelson wins a split, it's 16-1 too. That's pretty solid. I think, I mean, I like your take. I'm on the other side on like how I think the fight goes. Like, but I do agree with you that Nelson is like, he's being like rated a lot. Like he kind of quits, or like he's chinny, or like he's not chinny and he doesn't quit. Like he'll fight for your money, and he's like, you know, he's not a good fighter. I mean, I just don't think that he's like all around like really that good of a fighter. But I think Padilla subs him actually. I think like you're saying, I think that there's going to be a shitty takedown attempt and either a guillotine, or he's going to catch him in a darce or something, some type of like, he's just going to be slick. Padilla was talking in an interview that he's like, people have forgot that I'm a jiu-jitsu guy, and this is what I do. In my last fights, I've knocked dudes out. So I'm going to show people again that this is my thing. So that actually goes in line with what you play though. So that actually helps. Like if he does go with what he's saying, he's not bullshitting. Like he could play guard a lot. He could get taken down going for guillotine, takedown defense and shit like that, and then be held on the ground. So you might actually hit your overs and stuff if that's the case. But I do think Padilla subs him. Padilla subs him, and it's plus 470. Sub 2 is plus 1,700. Sub 3 is plus 3,100. I think those are really good lines.
Yeah, I mean, if you think he subs him, I think if he subs him, it's got to be off his back, in my opinion. I don't see him like proactively grappling. Maybe he sweeps him or something. I don't know. I think
it could be he could catch him on a takedown that he could gilly, like he could catch a gill. Yeah, like I really do think like that's where Nelson's not super clean in anything that he does. Like he makes plenty of mistakes everywhere he fights. So I just feel like if Padilla's slick and he catches him on one of those, or just like you're saying, like sweeps off of it and then gets to a position and then can do something and maybe get on top. So yeah, I feel like the sub is definitely not being. I don't get the sub line compared to the KO line at all. That's where we agree.
Yeah, if you see the guy that finished him with ground, Diego Ferreira fight. Diego Ferreira had a sub attempt on him in that fight. He tried to get him out of there. He fought out of it. I don't think it's gonna be easy to sub him. Honestly, I think he's not, like you said. I don't think he's a quitter, bro. This guy's not a fucking quitter. No. He's gonna fight for your money. Yeah, hopefully he hits a scorecard. Sim will be rich. Moving on. What fight number are we on? 7? 8. It is in the lightweight division. It is the 13-1 Daniel Zellhuber versus the 20-10 Christos Giagos. Is it my turn or your turn? Right? Yeah, your turn. Go ahead.
So I don't know, man. I think Zellhuber's the side. I think he probably KOs Giagos in 2 or 3. Just feel like could he sub him? He probably could because Giagos is like fucking stupid when he gets hurt and just gives up his neck and gives up shit. But I lean KO. KO 2 plus 900, KO 3 plus 1500. So those are pretty solid. I think Zellhuber's just since that Ogden fight, he's been a dude that I've just been really scared to put any decent amount of money on, especially against somebody who is going to try to grapple, because that's what petrified him in that fight, obviously. So yeah, I think Zellhuber though is the side, and KO 2-3 is not bad lines, so worth a shot.
Yeah, I'm right there with you here. I think, watching Giagos, he just gasses, man. This guy blows down a fucking shit ton in round 3. He's a gasser, man. He gasses a lot. On the feed, he's at a huge reach disadvantage here. Zellhuber is very, very big for lightweight. Fucking guys, 6'1" with a 77-inch reach at lightweight, and he's gonna have almost a 6-inch reach advantage here, a 3-inch height advantage here. And a lot of his game is kicking, and he throws a nice high kicks and they work, they land a lot. And to me, he's extremely durable. It's another guy, Zellhuber, that when you watch that Lucas Almeida fight in Contender Series, and it's like, what do I have to hit this guy with to get him out of there? And he just wouldn't go. He's very, very tough, Mexican tough, and don't think Giagos is going to have success there. If Giagos is to finish this fight, it's got to be by submission, and I just don't think it's going to happen, man. I think he's going to try to grapple. I think he's not going to have a lot of success. And I think come round 2, round 3, we're going to see Zellhuber finish. I don't really want to take – it's 600 and 1,000, Tim. I really don't want to take KO because this guy's very long. Yep. You never know, club and sub, stuff like that. It's just not one of those things I want to mess with because he is competent in the grab. He's not completely a fish. I want to say he's actually either a brown or black belt, man. He's not a complete fish out of water in the ground. He's probably a black belt, if I'm not mistaken, from memory.
Bad takedown attempt while tired. He easily could front choke him.
Yeah, and he's long. Those long limbs, like Darcis, stuff like that. And Giagos been subbed many times, 5 times. It's been subbed 5 times. I know it's been very high-level grapplers. I think that he's been subbed. He hasn't been subbed by nobody's. Yeah, Thiago Moises, Charles Oliveira, Gilbert Burns.
It was Sean Brady.
Lopez Martinez. That's not very good. And then
Sean Brady.
Gonzalez.
No, did Brady? No, did Brady? Brady didn't ever sub him.
Brady? Did he ever fight? I don't think he fought Brady.
Not Giagos. No, my bad.
No.
Mixing
so, he's been subbed by high level guys, but when you're tired, when you're hurt, blah blah blah, sub can happen. And I'm just gonna go 600 and 1,000 round 2, round 3 here. It's really my first round 2, round 3 of the card. Moving on. Fight number 9. It is in the bantamweight division. It is the 7-1 Raul Rosas Jr. versus the 14-3 Terrence Mitchell. I can't really break this fight down outside of just saying, UFC is just handing Rosas a win here. Let's be honest. Mitchell's pretty much a grappler on tape. He likes to grapple. He tried that against Saman. It didn't end well for him. He ended up on bottom, got his back taken, got finished by Saman there. Listen, sub 1 is, I can't give that to you. That's not a Lambo. That's not a Toyota Corolla. It's a fucking Uber ride. It pays for an Uber. That's all that does. I'm going to go a little weird. I'm going to go KO 1 500, right? And if it happens to get out of round 1, Tim, then I'm going to go sub 2, 800.
Yep.
How do you like that one?
That's good.
It's a little different. It's a little different. That's the only way I can make amends of this for a Lambo play. Like, there's really nothing else. I mean, this guy Mitchell, I mean, Dixon says he's 8-0 is 8-0 to the submission. Yeah, he's gonna be 8-0 to the submission, all right, after this one. I mean, he is gonna get mauled in the grappling, in my opinion. So listen, there's a reason why Rosas is getting this fight. There's a reason why they gave him the absolute probably worst guy on the roster at 35. And the reason why they're giving it to him on UFC Noche, one fight before the co-main event. So why isn't he not all the way on the bottom as an 18-year-old? Well, I'm asking you guys. This guy has fucking 350K followers on Instagram. I think the UFC wants to prop him up. That's why. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing else to say. What do you got here?
You heard what Raul said about this matchup against Mitchell, right?
I did not.
He said, and so I think what that meant.
Can you translate?
Yeah, I can understand that. I coach children every day, so that actually means that I'm gonna finish this dude in under a half of a round, and that's plus 200 on DK. Yeah, I feel like he's gonna finish him in probably 2.5 minutes. I don't think that's gonna be too hard. He blitzes. He's full rabies mode. He's gonna take his back. He's gonna insta tap him. So fight. I memean, you can obviously hedge that off on round 1 sub at plus 100. That's like he's definitely like he's gonna murder this dude in the first round. So like I just think like it's just a question of like 2.5 minutes. I think in this fight. Is a long time. So I feel like he might get him out. If you have the ability to maybe take one of those, like if they give like 6-1 on ends in the first minute or like something bigger than that, he might even get him in the first minute, honestly. So like I feel like ends in the first. Rosas wins in under a half of a round plus 200. Hedge off on round 1 sub plus 100.15 and hedge off on round 2 sub plus 800. But I think he kills him early.
Yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, UFC's trying to prop him up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. To be transparent, I bet as a tracked bet, I have a lot of fucking money on Rosas in parlays, in the money line at minus 238. I got it early, but I also played him round 1, right, for 1.5 units, and I played him sub 1 for 1 unit at plus 106. Like I just laid it on this guy like big, man. So we'll see. Maybe I'll pay for it, but we'll move on here. It's the co-main event of the night. This is the one, the Twitter war. We have in the welterweight division, the 25-9 Kevin Holland versus the 15-2 Jack Della Maddalena. What do you have here, Tim?
Great fight. Can't wait for it. Jack is a guy that, you want to face against some grapplers. The last dude was a huge dog. Had a chance to win that fight. I think he lost, but he was really close to winning that fight. Had some serious grappling success. Also, the takedown defense, the Gilly takedown defense from Jack was really, really bad. I just think that Kevin's like a tough matchup, even striking for this dude. Like it's not going to be easy. Like Jack's primarily like a pocket boxer and needs to get in, and he's going to be fighting a dude who's, I think, 4 inches taller than him and has a 80-inch reach. And he has a speed advantage. So like, I feel like the athleticism, the size, Holland dropped Thompson too. Like, I mean, like he hurt. I didn't drop him or did he hurt him? I know he hurt him, but like my point is like, this dude is not a bad striker. And I think that this is like could be a very close fight. And so I'll give 2 out. I think like end split being plus 700 in this fight is fucking craziness to me. Like what are we saying, that like Jack's going to knock him out like easily? I don't see that. Like, I know that he could. It's possible he's got power. I know Kevin's got power too. Like, I kind of like think that this fight goes a decent amount in 3 rounds. Like, I feel like there's also potential that if it goes plus 700 on split is going to be fucking wild. I just don't think I think it's just a stupid line. There's also a same game parlay that you can do for a club and sub for Holland, which is a really, really good way to go, I think, in this fight. Not just taking his sub line, which is like not that good of a line. I think if you take it, that's fine. But like the club and sub line is the ML, the money line, the sub, most knockdowns, and then tied on takedowns. I don't know that Kevin's going to wrestle. I don't know that if he does that he's going to have success, but just this is banked on a tie on takedowns, which takes it from 22-1 to 80-1. So if you don't care about the takedowns and you just want most knockdowns, win by sub, and money line, it's 22-1. And then if you say tie on takedowns, it takes it to 81. So that's like a club and sub on DK. So I think that's a pretty solid way to go.
All right. I'm on the JDM side. I mean, I bet him at minus 105. Am I a little scared? Yeah, I'm a little scared. I mean, I think Holland's good. I think he's long. But I'm not betting a single penny on this guy, Holland. I'm never going to bet on him. He doesn't fight smart. He has some of the worst fight IQ. Supposedly, he said, here's my thing, which I don't believe him anyways. He said in the Thompson fight that he had a deal with him that he would not grapple, right? I don't know if you remember that. He said that. When he got on top twice, he got up. But if you go back and watch that fight, when Thompson hurt him in round 4, I think, was it round 4 or 3? I can't remember. He hurt him in one of those rounds pretty bad. Yeah, it was round 4 because the fight ended in between rounds. So he hurt him in round 4. You know what fucking Holland did? He shot for a takedown. Go watch the fight. He hurt him and then he shot for a takedown. So I don't believe that he's just a bonehead, bro. This guy's a bonehead. He doesn't have good fight IQ. I think somebody said it in chat, I don't know who it was. People are literally shitting on JDM now because he had a tough fight against Basel Hafez, who is an absolute truck of a wrestler, extremely strong, stronger than an ox, right? This dude went rabies with the takedowns. Got some takedowns, but dude, he went 3 for 20 for Christ's sake against JDM. It's a fucking pretty good takedown defense there, right? JDM even took him down in round 3. Some of those shots JDM hit him with, bro, like those body shots and those head shots, like there's probably 2% of the people in the world that can take those shots that he was landing. Like they were insanely hard body shots, and this guy was just taking them because his body, I mean, he's built like a fucking truck, this Basel Hafez guy. And, do I see advantages for Holland? Yeah, I think he's longer. I think he can use his range. Is he the better boxer? No fucking chance he's the better boxer. I mean, people sometimes forget that, when you're watching Holland, like, look at who he's fought, guys. He fought an aged Santiago Ponzinibbio. Is he not supposed to outstrike that guy? Like, to be honest, it took him 3 rounds to finish Ponzinibbio. I don't think it takes more than 1 for fucking Jack Della to finish Ponzinibbio. I mean, he's slow. He's a lot slower than before. He hasn't really faced any strikers. That's the thing. He's faced Chiesa. He's faced Stephen Thompson, and he clearly got outstruck. And people are going to say, well, he broke his hand. He did this. Well, guess what? Round 1, I went back and watched it. Thompson was beating the shit out of him before he rocked him. Before Holland rocked him there, Thompson was beating the fuck out of him in the striking. He was winning the striking easily before he got rocked by Holland. So it's not like Holland was winning the first round per se until he rocked him. Yeah, fine. He won the first round after he rocked Thompson. I give him that. But after that, he got pretty much whooped in the striking, right? And then when you look, like, Alex Oliveira hurt this guy, if you guys remember, in round 1. He dropped him He dropped him twice with leg kicks. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but he dropped him to a knee. His legs are twigs, man. Watching Santiago Ponzinibbio just blast leg kicks against this guy. And you know what I noticed? Like, JDM throws leg kicks. Not a lot, but he throws them. The thing that I see is I just don't think he's going to be able to take the body shots from JDM. I don't think he even can take the headshots, to be honest. Those big shots that Hafez took, I don't think Kevin Holland can take those. That's just my opinion. Yes, he's never been knocked out. Yes, you could say all these things, but I don't think he can take this guy's shots. I think Jack Della hits different, man. And I think he has a ton of power. And, if somebody's to say grappling, I don't think he can out-grapple JDM, in my opinion. I just saw a guy that's a pure fucking wrestler, stronger than an ox. He out-grappled JDM, but not by a lot. He went 3 for 20, and he got taken down. So you're telling me a guy like fucking Kevin Holland, who doesn't have really any wrestling, who's been out-grappled 90% of his fights, is the better wrestler in this fight? I don't believe that fucking take whatsoever. And you know what? I'm going to give you even more hot take, Tim, because I think it's going to be club and sub for fucking Jack Della Maddalena at plus 1,700. How about that? How about them beans, Tim? Plus
like
1,700 submission, Jack Della Maddalena. What do you got?
Oh, I already said it.
Oh, you already went. Mine was so long. I forgot you went. But, I like Jack here, man. I like Jack here. Would I bet him at minus 150, 160? No. I bet him at minus 105. Now he's up to 150, 160. I probably wouldn't bet him. I think this is about accurate now. But at 105 and evens, I love Jack Della Maddalena there. And I'm telling you guys, listen, no one expected him to sub Randy Brown. He subbed Randy Brown. I don't know if people remember that. And it was a club and sub. Do you remember that, Tim? He fucking hit him.
It's more likely. I see it being like kind of the deal that it's more likely, I think, that he club and subs him than he knocks him out, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, he wobbled him down, and then he took his back and subbed him. And you know how many sub losses Randy Brown has in a lot of fights? Only 2. One of them was Maddalena. So I don't know, man. I kind of think a club and sub is very live here, because I do know that when Holland got hurt, he shot for a takedown, and I think that's the only time he's going to shoot, in my opinion.
I do feel that if Holland does get him down on the ground, I feel he does have the jits to submit him, though.
Nah,
like he's got those long ass, like just.
In my opinion, Basel Hafez is a way better grappler than Holland is. He could have submitted him.
He's a better wrestler, but I don't know if he's got better.
He's a better grappler. He's a jiu-jitsu black belt, my friend. He's really good. Basel Hafez is a very good grappler. Believe me when I tell you. He's better than Holland is opportunistic grappler, in my opinion.
For sure.
Yeah, when people are hurt, they get up, he throws his long arms, gets a darce. Is he a fucking good grappler? What shows me he's a good grappler? Where? Show me one tape where he's a really good grappler.
No, I just think that it's the thing. It's like you said. I just think he's opportunistic, and I think he's long and catches dudes. So I think like that's where it might.
I know he's a black belt, Daniel, but there's different black belts, bro. Like Basel Hafez is a better grappler than when Holland is.
He lasted.
About it.
He lasted so much longer on the ground with Chimaev than I would have given him credit. Like I think he's just as
Chimaev is a straight wrestler, bro. Yeah, he can grapple. Is he a black belt, Chimaev? No. He's probably not even any type of belt. But guess what? He's a very good wrestler. And I agree with you. He lasted in the grappling there. But again, I don't see like JDM taking him down and out grappling him. I see a club and sub as well.
You see him concussed, yeah.
Sure. I see him concussed shooting, and then him getting and JDM does go for subs. He went for him against Hafez. Well, they were kind of stupid, honestly. 100%. He ended up on his bottom, but if he gets a good guillotine, and I don't know if Holland can get out of something like that. So we'll see. We'll see, man. People there. Look at Mbaye says people because he darts. Exactly. It's like I don't think Holland's that good of a grappler like people are making. He's a black belt. Everybody will mention he's a fucking black belt. I mean, there's guys that haven't done shit in their careers that are black belts. Doesn't mean anything, honestly. I don't think he's that good of a grappler. Like, people are like, show me some tape that shows Holland is a good grappler. Like, he's actually proactively grappling. I don't see it.
Yeah, there's a difference between grappling and just jits. Like, there's
right, because Brandon Allen out grappled him.
But he's a good grappler, though.
He's a brown belt. Why is a brown belt beating a black belt? Somebody was just saying Daniel was
because grappling and just pure jiu-jitsu they're not the same thing, in my opinion. Like, I think like one is a part of the other, but one isn't the other. Like, if you add wrestling and you add the jiu-jitsu and then you add like the defensive and offensive jiu-jitsu and you start saying like, okay, now how good are you at defending the takedowns? How good are you like countering all this shit? Like, when you put it all in together, like, Brendan Allen's just so much better of all grappler.
Here's the thing. People are saying that Holland's the better grappler in this match, which means he has better wrestling, right, than JDM. My question to them is, which fucking fight
where has he shown
to say he's the better wrestler?
Yeah,
he
there's no
wrestled. I'll tell you who out-wrestled. Harley Antoveros and fucking John Phillips in his whole UFC career. Two fucking guys. Everybody else out-grappled him. Why is this guy a good wrestler? In what world?
No, his takedown defense in his wrestling has been his weakness.
Aaron Stewart out-wrestled this guy, guys. He had 3 fucking takedowns on his ass. I don't know, man. Like, people came up, oh, he's going to wrestle. Alesko Di Chirico took this guy down twice, for Christ's sake. Why is this guy the better wrestler here? I don't get it. It really is funny to me that people have been saying this all week. Oh, he has a grappling path. What fucking grappling path does he have? From what tape? Have you guys seen tape where he's proactively grappled and looked good? Which tape? Show it to me. Because that's just been like people like to regurgitate. If they've listened to someone say, oh, he's got a grappling path. Well, oh, perfect. Let me start saying that. He's got a grappling path. He's a black belt. Well, what tape have you seen? Show me the fucking tape. Show me the tape that this guy's grappled. None. John Phillips. Oh, congratulations. You got John Phillips. All right, that's enough. 170 still in here. Thank you very much. I'm fucking pumped for this fight. I'm pumped for this card. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel. I think I'm like 20 something away, Tim. If we're at 170, holy fuck, that's a lot. I like that. How many likes do we have, by the way? Do you guys know? Can somebody tell me how many likes we have? I need to know that before we give this final play here, Tim, in the main event. It is in the flyweight division. It is the 16-3 Alexa Grasso versus the 23-4 Valentina Shevchenko. I will kick this one off. I told Tim before we got him 75 likes. That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. 177 in here, 75 likes. What the fuck are you guys doing? Doing this? Just listening to us? Come on, hit the like, smash, elbow, do something. I just watched this fight before we got on air, and yeah, I'm kicking Daniel out. He says 16 likes. Fuck that. I'm joking. I just watched this fight before we got on air again, just to kind of refresh. And I don't understand why Shevchenko is the price that she's at. First of all, round 1, she clearly was winning that round prior to getting wobbled. She got wobbled, but she was winning the striking easily in round 1. She easily won round 2 with the takedowns, easily won round 3 with the takedowns, easily was winning round 4 just with her jab. She like literally peppered her with the jab in round 4, like destroyed her with the jab. Her face was swelling up, Grasso. And then she decides, let me do this spinning kick that didn't even make sense. It was so weird. She flops on her 4s and instantly gets her back taken. And like, it was such a weird sequence when you watch it. It just felt like, let me do this in slow motion, take my back. It's like it was orchestrated or something, dude. It was such a fucking weird scenario. I literally just watched it too, and it's in my head like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? You were like jabbing her head off. And if you listen to the announcers in that fight, the commentators, it's terribly one-sided, dude. It's horrible listening. Oh, Grasso, oh, big right hand. She completely missed. Big right hand, Grasso. Like, what the fuck am I listening to, dude? It's like they were definitely on one side in that fight. 100%, dude. If anybody says otherwise, they're full of shit. Shevchenko, outside of the two moments, the moment she rocked her and the moment she took her back, was completely winning that fight easily. And now you're getting minus 160 on Shevchenko. It really doesn't make sense to me, man. Like, yeah, there's narratives out there. Yeah, there's everything. I know she won round one, Daniel. She won round one off rocking her. Otherwise, she was losing round one. Guaranteed. Go back and fucking watch round one. Yeah, I mean, she did telegraph, but she was killing her with the jab. Do me a favor, George. Go watch round 4 right now and tell me Valentina wasn't outstriking her easily in round 4. She was absolutely murdering her with a jab. I don't care about the telegraph takedowns. She stuffed them, but she still got out-jabbed and outstruck in round 4 easily. She was totally losing that fight, and she decides to do this weird spinning. Dude, that spinning kick looks so slow and so, like, it was just funny, man. Either way, I like Shevchenko here. I think she's going to win here, unless there's some shenanigans again. I'm going to go with split just because it's a 5-round fight, and, you know, it could be kind of close. It's plus 500. There's really nothing. I don't think this fight is ending inside the distance, by the way. I think this fight is going to go to decision. And I think Valentina's going to get her hand raised. I mean, had a 30% strike. Yeah, look at that. 30% striking accuracy, guys. Look at that. She didn't really she was whiffing a lot, man. A lot in the striking. And she was not, like everybody wants to say, outstriking Shevchenko. Hell fucking no. Go back and watch that fight, and don't be on one side or the other. I had no bet on that fight. Don't be on one side or the other. Shevchenko clearly outstruck her in that fight. Outside of the moments, like I said, when she rocked her and when she took her back, she was completely outstruck easily. So, come on, man. This guy keeps saying with this fatigue. She was winning round 4. What fatigue? They were both fatigued. Go back and watch it. Grasso was missing all her punches in round 4. Tell me she wasn't fatigued. Go ahead. Go watch it, George. She was very fatigued herself in round 4, man. Believe me when I tell you. I'm not being biased on this. They were both fatigued, but guess what? Shevchenko being fatigued was clearly winning round 4. So, I don't know, man. If you want to go with the fatigue narrative, she was also very fatigued. Believe me. They were both fatigued there. Go ahead, Tim. Sorry. That was long.
No worries. Yeah, I end up on the same prop for a Lambo play. I do think that the fight goes, and I do feel that end split is plus 500 in this fight is kind of a good line. The parts where I don't agree with what I'm hearing all week is I don't disagree with George. Yeah, dude, I think that Shevchenko was tiring for sure, and I feel like compared to normal, that was probably one of the worst performances that we've seen from Shevchenko and how she's looked. She hasn't looked that bad in a fight. I can't remember a fight that she's looked honestly that bad.
The Santos fight.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, another one where you can just kind of see just a decline, right? So, but where I do agree with you is I feel like there were moments that Grasso was winning and she was connecting on punches, and they're saying she threw 300 punches. Yeah, I mean, you throw 300 punches, you're gonna fucking hit on some of them, and she is throwing some bigger punches. But I feel like the wrestling and the grappling for Shevchenko was what, if anything, I think that was what tired her out. But I do feel like that was interesting to me, that the reason that she wasn't just striking with her, and that she was actually proactively trying to grapple as much as she was interesting to me tactically. I just didn't I kind of felt the same thing in the rewatch. Dude, you were having a lot of success at range. You were pretty much just jabbing her face up. Why even try to tire yourself out, or why do this, and why try to go to this? She felt obviously that was an advantage for her. And I think it'll be interesting to see how she fights this fight. If she goes for any spinning shit, or if she just, does really, really fights very smart from at range and just plays super what we usually see from Valentina from a striking perspective. I think she went into that fight overconfident, and it cost her. So I feel like the same thing. I think that looking back, I think this line is the money line is really solid for her, and I feel like she should be able to win the minutes. But I also feel like she should be able to win the minutes, but it's going to be in Mexico. Absolutely anytime that Grasso hits her, the crowd's going to go fucking wild. Like you said, the commentators are going to be pro Grasso because she's Mexican, and it's going to be like if you have like a Shevchenko ticket, you're going to want to split. You're going to want to have a split on Grasso at like 11-1 too, because there could be some serious tomfoolery and fuckery here.
I don't get emotional, Daniel. I get emotional about my takes, not about my bets. I don't bet emotionally, by the way. I didn't have a bet on that fight. I said it. I don't have a bet on that fight. But live, like Valentina live, somebody said the other day on Spaces, she was minus 600 live, right? And, Capping Service makes a great point. Look at this. He was on Grasso last time, plus 620. He's playing a number. He was playing a number there, guys. She was plus 620, and now they're only giving you plus 130 after watching a fight where Valentina was winning. She was winning that fight. And now the line is like it's a mind-boggling type of thing that the line shoots down this much. And the girl was winning, and at the point, the live line was minus 550, 600, whatever the fuck it was. Like, I just don't get this line right now, man. Maybe there's tomfoolery, like you said, and it could be, but I'm gonna play Shevchenko here. I already did. I
messed it up. It's in Vegas, not in Mexico. My bad.
Yeah. You're in Mexico. I didn't hear you. No, this is in Vegas. It's in Vegas, but it's UFC Noche. They're doing it on Independence Day for Mexico, so it is a thing for There's gonna probably be a pro Mexican crowd there for sure. The whole fucking card is full of Mexicans. I already did, by the way, George, I already did an all Mexico parlay just in case, because those, they tend to hit sometimes, you never know. I just think this fight goes the distance. I don't think any of these girls is going to finish. If anyone's going to finish here, I do think it's Valentina. If you guys remember, she had her in a crucifix in round 2. And she was dropping elbows on her, and Grasso did a good job of getting out. Now, that position's not easy to get out of, and that's one of Valentina's favorite positions. We will see. The fight was 2-2 going into the 5th. What are you talking about, bro? Come on, Mark. Valentina was winning round 4, bro, before getting choked out, like clearly. It was not even close. But we'll see. Anyways, enough of that. We've been hour 18 minutes. Thank you for everybody. 167 of you still in here. Thank you very much. Thank you for all the comments in chat. I love it. Gotti says Valentina clearly the line is in the first fight was way off. Not sure that should really factor in here. No, I'm factoring in the fact that first fight, Valentina was clearly winning. She shouldn't be a minus 160 here watching that fight. That's all I'm going to say. Like outside of the right hand in the round 1, and the back take in round 4, she could have been swept in all 4 rounds, 4-0. So that's just what I think. What do you mean? They didn't score round 4. I don't think the round didn't end. They couldn't score round 4. It was 2-1 going into round 4. And round 4, to me, she clearly was winning prior to getting subbed. Anyways, Tim, Lambo parlay time.
It's only 99 likes. We only got 99 likes.
Yeah, fuck that. No Lambo parlay. Yep. All right, forget it. We're gonna end it here, guys.
I guess.
No Lambo parlay this week because
we got 100. We got 100.
You sure?
Yep, we just got it.
Oh, all right. Cool. Got 100. We got to do it then.
Good job. Hopefully nobody unlikes it. If they unlike it, I'm gonna stop. I'll stop.
Right. All right, Tim. Shoot it, brother.
Give Rosas sub, Knutson ITD. Loopy ITD, under 1.5 on Campbell, under 1.5 on Shires.
Wait, slow down. Rosa sub, Knutson ITD. Who is the other ITD?
Loopy ITD.
Okay.
Campbell, under 1.5. Shires, under 1.5
What the fuck is it this week?
is 20. That's 22 to 1.
That's it?
And then if you add, sorry, that's yeah, it's like 22 to 1. If you add Padilla by sub, it's 86 to 1.
All right. So mine's gonna be a little bit less legs, but bigger prices, obviously. So the first one is gonna be on FanDuel. You could find it double chance on Knutson. It's plus 130. Then you're gonna go to I'm doing it right here with you guys. Then you're gonna go to Chirez by knockout. Oh fuck, it's down to plus 170. They hit it. Okay. Anyways, what's his ITD? Hold on. Then I'm just gonna give ITD. Fuck that. Oh, he's minus 170. Never mind. Play the KO on Chirez plus 170. And then we're gonna go to where is it? Lupi Godinez, ITD, double chance, plus 145. And then the last one is going to be, where is it? Fuck. Where's my last one? Thought I wrote it down here. Oh, that's where I fucked up. No. Take back the Loopy ITD. It's Loopy by KO. Sorry. Loopy by KO, not ITD. Loopy by KO, plus 430. Yeah, that gives you 31 to 1 on that one, or almost 32 to 1. And then if you want to add, get really crazy here, you can add the fucking decision prop on Josh Fremd at plus 650, and that will make it. Let me see what that's going to be. And decision prop, that's 550 here. Anyways, it's going to be 212 to 1. So adding Fremd makes it 212 to 1.
So let me do mine again, just to the little confusion. Rosas sub, Knutson ITD,
Yeah.
Loopy ITD. So these are actually the first 5. Loopy ITD, under 1.5 Campbell, and Padilla sub makes it 50 to 1. And then if you add under 1.5 Chirez, it's whatchamacallit. I actually would just do ITD Chirez, and then you get it to like 86 to 1.
Wait, this Matt Campbell guy, is this really fucking Campbell's brother, or is he just fucking around here? Is this Charlie Campbell's brother? He says under 1.5 on my brother is a great play.
Yep.
Who knows if that really is just jokes? He says just jokes. All right, so it's not his brother. That's it for the whole card, guys, with our Lambo parlays. Thank you for everybody still being here. 158. Appreciate you guys. Hit the like, comment down below on the video. It helps out. I'm gonna put the time stamps after we're done with this. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Tim, what do you got going on? Where can they find you? How many questions can they ask you in the DMs? And are you gonna have Wagyu steaks tomorrow?
Wagyu is definitely on the agenda for sure. Great being back. Gonna be on with Sean tomorrow on X for some spaces, and just doing the regular time, 1 o'clock or 1:05 Central Standard Time. And it was great being back with you and talking these fights out, man.
All right, guys, you can find me at NarcoCop on Twitter. If you have any questions, you can shoot me a DM. I answer almost all of them. I get tons of them almost every day. A lot of great people, great shout outs. Appreciate all you guys. Also have a link down to my merch store. If you do want to help out the channel or like what I do, or I've won you some money, you can click that link and see if there's anything that you'd like there. Outside of that, guys, one last thing. Let's fucking cash those tickets for UFC Noche.